go.
That's a fucking healthy pour. Thank you, sir.
All right, should we start this thing?
Well, the problem is started.
The problem's been fucking going. All right, let's see. Ooh, problem and clock started. Welcome back, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, bud?
Not much. We've got another motherfucker.
We got
with us today,
an OG motherfucker with us today. Yeah, we got Mr. Jason with us today.
What's happening, brother?
What's going on, dude?
Thank you
He's
for having me.
fucking hanging out, drinking waters.
Hydrating. So much hydration.
Yeah, there's
here.
water in this.
Yeah. Ice is water.
Yeah,
in some form.
Yeah, it started out with some water.
Yeah. Mine still has water in it.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, too,
I have
but
elevated my
mine's got some
standing.
little water in there.
My water's melting.
Jeez. So Jason, we're gonna do a kind of revolving stories with Jason, because if you don't know Jason, career prison guard.
Yeah. 24 years.
24 years dealing with some of the meanest motherfuckers on the planet. And we're going to get into that because you've got some good stories that you've told me about some high-profile people that you've been around. And I mean, like, you've done death penalty stuff too, right? Like, you've taken people to the fucking...
Execution chamber, I guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Lethal injection.
Lethal injection, right?
I was there. Different roles, a lot of different roles, but yeah, I was there for some major executions.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's draw a question and fucking jump into this.
Or Jason's going to draw a question.
Yeah, Jason.
If he can get his fucking big old bear pie.
Let's see.
That's a little one.
Don't say that out loud, man. How do you handle moments of intense stress or pressure?
Boy, that couldn't be more on par with some of the conversations we're going to have today, is it?
This question box right here, or the vase, is pretty on fucking par for a lot of our things lately.
Yeah.
Like, there's been things we've drawn when we're dealing with some stuff, and I've been like, shit.
Yeah, it's a little too real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. As I recall how I handle it versus how I'm handling it now, right? So,
There you go.
sorry about that.
You gotta jump in this
So I
motherfucker.
was fortunate to I 6 years in the Marine Corps, and coming out of I went to school in Pomona. Those of you who don't know about Pomona, it's a gutter.
It sets you up for your career path.
So I felt like I was like better than on the job training, right? So then I went to 6 years in the Marine Corps, and then growing up, you compartmentalize everything, right? And then in the Marine Corps, you compartmentalize everything. You get stuck. You can't have emotions or express emotions because just the type of units I was in. And then got out and then became a prison guard, and I fell right into that, right? And it felt normal, right? The day to day when I started, the violence was at a different level than where it is now. Kinda. We had more prison guards. We had more staff. We also had 3 times as many convicts. So we were rocking and rolling a little bit. And where I started at San Quentin in 2002. The level of camaraderie and the cohesion among the staff, because the violence was real, was insane. So we kept each other going.
Well, because you had to, right? Like you got to trust the motherfucker standing next to you, because they're going to save your life in a riot or a fucking something crazy.
There's a certain code, period, right? Because like we had a riot in one of the chow halls, and I came in. I was a sergeant at the time. The guy came in right after me. He's a sergeant. I had just finished an internal affairs investigation against me, and that dude lied about me like you wouldn't believe. Cost me my job. I got it back and all that other shit, right? So, sorry, French, right? So then,
Swear away, I don't care.
We motherfuck people can start this, so you're good.
French is my first language. So we both go into this chow hall where we're just getting busy, and he falls right next to me. And I'm, shooting and spraying and fighting and all this other stuff. And I pick dude up, and, afterwards the cops are like, my officers and stuff, and they're like, man, you should have left that dude hanging. Just left his ass on the floor, because they knew he lied about me and all this other bullshit. Like, everybody knew. So I said, hey, man, he showed up to work today. He's a prison guard. And my job's to get him home. Whether he does his job or not, I'm going to do mine. And everyone was like, shit, man. So I'm going to do my job, right? So with that, like the stress, right, the pressure, we become, as partners, our best source of getting through this shit, right? Because, you know, you go home, you take this stuff home.
Oh, yeah.
Your wives didn't sign up for this shit.
No.
And they don't have a clue.
Right.
The public doesn't have a clue, right? All the, the socials are playing all these videos and all this is what shit's going on. And you get 15 seconds of reality that looks cool on a fucking video. That's not what's happening. It's not like that, right? It's not cool. Shit sucks, right? I've seen partners get stabbed. I got jumped. I've as close as you and I are sitting, I've seen dudes get stuck in the chest. You know what I mean? Like, it's real. Violence is real.
Well, those guys are habitual rule breakers, and they're not happy to be there, and they're not happy to abide by any rules that you guys impose upon them. So, of course, they're going to be fucking rowdy and assholes. And I'm sure you've had shot callers who can't control the young kids, and I'm sure there's a new generation. It's not the same convict that you used to have.
No, these guys, the new breed, they're sissies, man. It's so it mirrors what's going on in the street.
I like my convict stuff.
No, well, I prefer it, right? If we know what's going on, hey, if I know this guy doesn't like this guy, I know what to expect,
right?
Good or bad, right? And I kind of have this little thing in my head, right, where whether they're doing what they're supposed to do or not, they're doing what convicts do. Right? So what are we supposed to do? Right? How do we win? We're going to lose most times as far as, moving contraband. And all that. Hey, that's just the nature of the beast. If you let that beat you up, you're going to lose. Right? It's going to happen. So, you count the wins. But my thing is, and I'm going to say, kind of going back to how I grew up, because I grew up in the middle of all the, the gangster shit in Pomona, right? So, you know how to talk to people. You know how to treat these guys. Just talk to them. They're still people regardless. I'm not going to puff my chest. I'm outnumbered 500-1.
I had to like those odds.
Yeah, that's some like Spartan shit that didn't happen. Right? So like, that's not how it happened. That's not how the story goes. So
and they all have a hatred for one race to the next, but they all share a hatred for prison guards.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. Right? So like, you have your old school convict population. Respectable prison guards got given respect, and like, if I said, hey, look, man, to a convict, this is what I need, A, B, and C, because of they know how I conduct myself, that's what I get.
Okay.
If I'm fair. I'm fair to them.
Fair
right?
but firm.
Right. And I didn't tolerate my cops coming in, puffing their chest, acting tough because they got a uniform on. Right. 2 weeks ago, dude, you were flipping burgers. Knock that shit off. Don't come in here acting tough. Don't come to prison to learn how to fight. Right? Because somebody... Right?
He's going to be doing it their whole life.
Good advice.
Right? Don't do that. Yeah, man. Don't do that shit. So I didn't tolerate that, right? And don't get me wrong. We're still fighting. We're still scrapping. But it's not as much of an attack on us as it is now.
Okay.
It is now, and I can go off on a squirrely tangent, but it's mismanagement, not bad cops.
Okay.
That's right. So the way it was then, man, there was just a lot of support from the management on down. They know we're rocking.
Right.
And once in a while, not to say it didn't still happen, right? Because some of the most tragic shit that throughout the department's history happened at San Quentin. Right. So, but it was still happening, and there was kind of a code even among the convicts, right? And you just didn't go around messing with staff, and the staff ain't messing with you. We're still going to do our job and do our searches and do what we got to do, still do the JOB, right? But their beef was with each other, and we were responding to them attacking each other more than us. And then toward 2009, 2010, when I was leaving San Quentin, but that's when the department was changing. It used to be CDC, then Arnold Schwarzenegger changed it to CDCR, right? Rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And then the operational tempo of everything changed, right? So the stress changed, right? Because, like cops know how to do cop shit, but the administration goes up to these executive meetings and they get new direction. Well, that shit don't trickle down to us.
Yeah, there's no trickle down.
Yeah.
But the only time you find out what's going on is when you're under investigation. Internal Affairs is taking your paycheck.
Right.
And you're like, well, what the hell? Right? Well, we told you. Oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody else told me something different. Right? So.
Well, in prison is like its own society.
Oh, yeah.
It's its own self-contained little world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes what you guys are going to hear is Jason is going to refer to prison guards as cops. My cops. When you hear that, Jason is talking about fellow prison guards.
Right.
But you're almost like police officers in a society, and if you got two rival gangs in prison,
right.
just the same if they're fighting on the street.
Right.
They just happen to be contained.
Right.
So the difference is, and I'm going to say New York also, and I know there's at least one other state, I'm not sure what it is, but I know New York. In California, we're sworn peace officers. You're sworn cops.
Right.
Right. So I say cops, but the general public hears prison guards and it's a negative connotation, right? And especially in the news, they're like, oh, these off-duty prison guards. But I grew up being called, like, that's what you wanted to be, was a prison guard, because it wasn't a negative connotation. It meant you knew how to handle your business from A to Z, right? It wasn't, hey, I'm puffing my chest and I'm beating everybody's ass. It was, hey, I know how to make sure the count clears on time. I know how to make sure my housing unit is running efficiently. I know how to do the business. It wasn't like, hey, I'm a knuckle dragging prison guard, right?
Yeah, I got a billy club and a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're just fucking people up for fun over here.
Yeah, I grew up being taught how to do this shit the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
And your dad was a
Yeah.
prison guard as well, so you got firsthand.
Yeah, well, and so was my uncle. My mom's younger brother, right? My uncle and my father. My father did 28 years, and I think my uncle did close to 30. But the difference is when they were in, dude, big-ass D-cell flashlights and like a pair of handcuffs. That's what they carried.
Yeah.
Right? So it was all about your demeanor, your attitude, and what you got, right? My old man's been in, like, a cajillion things, man, so... He lost a finger in a riot, and then he showed up to work the next day.
Yeah.
Well, the evolution of prisoners and riots and weaponizing and things like that is probably like anything else, right? Like, I'm sure that back in the day there was some segregation, but it was not what it is now at the beginning of prison. Like, you just go and you do your time, and or was it always like fucking, hey, we hate all these motherfuckers and riots and fights and... I feel like the age of convict got more brutal over time.
Yes and no. So it was more brutal, but more structured and disciplined, right? Okay. In the past. So the reason, and it falls back to the management, right? And like kind of answering the question at the same time. Management's a bigger stress than dealing with convicts. I'd rather deal with convicts all day, every day. Right. Because then I get treated how I behave. They get treated how they behave, and that's a clear understanding.
Well, and you have management who's never done the job, right? Like, you got people who are making rules who don't understand how day-to-day works.
A large majority of CDC, right? So, the sheriff has been a cop.
Right.
The police chief has been a cop.
Yeah.
In California prison and the prison system, you've got administrators that have never put on a uniform. I've worked for secretaries that have been regional administrators. I've worked for captains that maybe wore a uniform for a few months, then took a different promotional tree, plain clothes, right? And then promoted within that promotional avenue and maybe supervised 10 people, and now you're supervising 150 once you promote again to a captain back in uniform and don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
And then don't want to listen. Don't want to listen to people that do.
Well, and then it's easy to say, like, well, why don't you just do it this way? Everything makes sense on paper. But if you don't have real-world experience, especially, like, in your job and dealing with people, you can't just be like, well, I want to try this because I think this will work.
So the problem with that also, again, with the management and the stress part of it, right, is they're stupid as shit. There's three types of managers in 24 years that I've encountered. And I'm going to say a handful with, like, no bullshit, 5 people that know what the hell they're doing. Right? And they were friends of mine, and we became friends because they know what the hell they're doing. Right? So you've got ignorant, right, which just means they're dumb as shit.
Yep.
Right? Negligent, which means they're fucking
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a
just
shit.
don't care, yeah.
And then you've got corrupt.
Yeah.
So they're corrupt as shit. And, the evidence is there. OIG's done investigations. The feds have done investigations. It's there. It's in writing. The thing is, there's no consequence.
Yeah.
So when there's no consequence, what do? I'm going to keep doing it. Why? Because at the gross level of corruption, you'd have to shut down the department.
Fuck.
You'd have to shut down the department. It's
Well,
that
you
bad.
were saying that there was more drugs in prison during COVID lockdowns than at any other time.
So one of the facilities, right? This is back during COVID. I was working down here in Chino, right? And I worked on a facility that when I first got there in 2012, there was like 3,000 plus convicts on the facility. It was fucking ridiculous.
Wow. How many prison guards? How many staff
on that one facility? So
for 3,000?
There's 4 facilities. There's 4 facilities, and this one happened to have like 3,000, right? And if I say there's 30 that I'm directly over, 2 or 3 sergeants, and the rest are officers, and we got to figure shit out.
So you're 100 to 1.
Yeah, it was dumb.
100 to 1.
Yeah.
Let that soak in, anybody. If you've ever managed teams of people, and the thing that you keep saying is people, the human element.
Yeah.
You have all these policies and procedures and everything's going to work great on paper. You're right. And then we introduce people.
Yeah, and people will fuck up your plan.
That's 3,000 different personalities.
Yeah.
They're getting managed by 30 different personalities. Yeah. They're getting governed by a whole nother thing. Like, the fact that it's not every prison's on fire all the time is amazing.
Well, so there's rules and structure, right? And, and again, it always falls back to the damn management. So the rules are easy to follow. They're like, there's a rule book, right, that they refer to is called the Title 15, right? It's California Government Code for management of convicts and wards, right? Youth prisoners and prisoners, right? It outlines everything. It's based on law, the penal code, right? And then there's the Departmental Operations Manual that is supposed to tell you how the department implements Title 15 sections.
How do you enforce it?
Well, it's real easy if they let us.
Right.
Right? The problem is...
It sounds good on paper, Jack.
No, it's real easy. I was a lieutenant, right? And I got sergeants, I got officers. It's real easy. It says right here, right? If I say something stupid, I'm going to get checked. Right? The sergeant say, hey, man, this is what it's... Hey, fuck, let's do it then, man. My bad. Right? I'm correctable. All right, I got to be.
Sure.
Right? But these managers come in, and they have different interpretations of what shit means. Well, that's fucking stupid. How are you... This is what it says. They did all the homework for us, bro. They told us.
Yeah, here's the answers to the test.
Now, you show up and want to tell us what you think it means, and then we got to implement it your way. You're going to start writing everybody up and booking people, and you start fucking with people's jobs. And they had a kick about that shit. They get a kick about it.
Right.
They're like, oh, well, do what I say or I'm going to fucking write you up. First off, don't threaten me because I'll close this goddamn door and we'll pretend we're in a bar real quick.
Old school.
You know
that's what you
every
used
day,
to do. Yeah.
But, so... And I say that because that's how it used to be when I started. You fucked up. You took an ass chewing and you got climbed through, and if you got fucking handled, and then you went back to work, and there was no write-up.
Yeah.
You kept your paycheck.
Right.
You unfucked yourself or got out of that unit.
That's how the military was, and I feel like a lot of those dudes were ex-military when they got in, and you just kind of carry that over with you, right? Like, this is how we handle things, and this works.
But it's rank and file,
right? Oh, 100%.
And there's a manual, so when all the upper management aren't there, and everybody goes, "What do we do?" and you go, "Open the manual and go to page 17, and it'll tell you."
That's the thing too. You said when managers aren't there, they're not supposed to be. Go sit in your fucking office and get out.
Yeah, you're not policing. You're not copping.
Your job is to go fucking read and sit there and drink coffee and go fucking do nothing involving the business here. Like, get out. And the problem is, different prisons, right? I worked 4 different prisons. When I was up north, the management offices were nowhere near the operational part of the facility. So then I get to Chino. You got a captain, you got an associate ward and everything. They're on the same facility. So the problem it creates is I got officer so-and-so going straight to the captain. My office is next door. Hey, captain, hey, look, I'm coming out of the office. Hey, stupid. And right in front of the captain. Hey, stupid, how many sergeants did you talk to? How many of your partners did you talk to before you knocked on the fucking captain's door? Well, he was just here. I had a quick question. You ask him what flavored fucking coffee he wants and get the fuck out.
How many creams
Yeah,
do you like in your coffee? Well, but you same thing like the military, same thing like any corporation or anything. There's a rank and file. You go to your immediate supervisor,
Right.
whatever that may be. Is it a sergeant?
Sorry.
Is it a project manager? Is
Right.
it an accounts manager? We all have that rank
Yeah.
and file structure for a reason.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
And again, right back to the question, right? The stress and management and all the other bullshit. It's created from the management. Dealing with convicts is easy. They listen. They listen. I mean, far and few in between are the ones that, hey, fuck you, cop. Fuck you, copper. Right.
Right.
It doesn't. It's not as frequent. There's certain facilities where it's frequent. Don't get me wrong. You got rocking and rolling joints, right? Salinas Valley, Kern County prisons, but that's by their design. That's by their classification, by their structure. Right? So the likelihood of those type of events happening is greater.
Sure.
Now, in the past couple of years, the violence is through the roof again. But the prison population's down, so is the staffing package, but yet the management, right, from the top down, headquarters down, is so lenient on the population, the convicts, right? They've lessened penalties. Right? So now you lessen penalties. So the cops either have this attitude of why do I do shit, because it's going to bite me in the ass anyway.
Right.
And
It's
then
almost detrimental to your job to do your job.
You've had administrators, I've been there. I was on a facility very low level, low custody level, right? But nonetheless, that's where all the dope and all this other bullshit was fighting. And I'll get back to that COVID. I didn't pass that, right? 3,000 cats moving around, dopes everywhere, all this other bullshit. An administrator called all the cops in, said, hey, stop searching these motherfuckers. If you want to do that shit, go to a level 4 prison. Leave them alone. Whoa, wait a minute. It's in policy. You're supposed to search them. Search 3 lockers a day, right? Second and third watch. You're supposed to, during all mass movement, right, to child, to yard, all this, you're supposed to do random searches, pull these guys over. This dude said don't do it.
Well, there's guys who can level down over time, who start on a 4, who get down to a 1, right?
Right. Based off
they're
behavior.
Based off behavior. They're not great people. They're not,
They're acting better.
They just know how to work the system.
Yeah, they know how to work this. They know
lot
how
of
to play
times.
the game. You know how to play the game.
But I'll tell you this, right? Because death row, right? Because of Newsom's dumbass. And I say this, as much as I can't stand that dude, we voted on that, right? We voted on that shit.
Somebody
California
did.
voted on it.
Somebody did,
So
yeah.
then all these death row dummies, I'm going to say back in 2014, some shit. So then all these dummies, right, they make decisions. But the death row guys are on lower custody prisons. You got death row right here in Chino.
Right.
Now,
Really?
they're right there, right off of Euclid, right on the facility, right? So,
Yeah.
but there's an electrified fence. They have to live in a cell behind an electrified fence. So there's an electrified fence there, right? But the public doesn't know that shit. All they know is death row is at Chino.
Well,
Yeah.
but there's not there's not an execution facility there.
Correct.
Right. So that's
Right, you
what
gotta
people
ship 'em
think.
out.
People think right, we've seen the Green Mile.
But we're not. They're not
We're walking.
executing.
You go from your cell, you walk down to the
Yeah.
thing. So they're just being held there on death row.
But guess
They're
who
not.
stopped the executions? Now, I say this based off of my experience back at San Quentin and then coming to the other facilities. They're the most compliant dudes on the planet.
The
They
death row
got
guys?
out. Yeah, they come out. Man, they were kissing the grass, picking up grass, because there's no grass on death row. They were touching the grass. They come out. They're like, "What can I do?" They want to polish the walls, the fire hydrant. They're damn near with scissors mowing the lawn. They want to be away from all the drama and the bullshit. So less and less of those dudes are giving us any drama. The worst of the worst are still up there on San Quentin, right?
Which you would think that if you had nothing left to lose,
Right.
if I'm already on death row, I know you're gonna kill me. Fuck it. I'm gonna get dope. I'm gonna stab the guys. I'm gonna fight everybody. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna do all this because what are you gonna do?
But they're getting
Kill me
overturned.
twice?
A lot of them are getting overturned, right?
Oh, appeals and shit are getting fucking
so they
approved.
they
get
mind their P's and
appeals.
Q's.
They have a shot at life.
Well, the guys on death row are quiet, right? Like death row is quiet. It's not like
Some.
like.
A lot. I don't want to
Okay.
say some. A lot.
But those dudes are in there like just want to be kind of left alone, right? Like I'm gonna die, and that's something that they have that no other prisoners have. Like the state is gonna sentence me to fucking death, and I'm gonna die. I don't want to politic with you. I don't want to do your bullshit. Like I'm here for this.
No.
No.
They have their own faction of the prison gang structure, their own violence levels, their own and I'll go back to the executions that I was at that I participate in, and that's movie stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still about the business. A lot of them. There's some. It's not that they don't care.
They didn't break the law for stealing something, right? Like, these are convicted murderers.
Right.
These motherfuckers got down.
But they're going to live the rest of their life there, right? So imagine you're going to live the rest of your life either until you get executed or until you die. A lot of them comply.
Okay.
That's where their life is,
Right.
Right? And as the cops are responsible for their well-being, so a lot of them are favorable to the cops because they want their chow and their clothes and their right. And it sucks to say, but cops retaliate when they get their feelings hurt and shit like that, and it happens, right?
Sure.
It's just the human nature factor kicks in, right? So then, a lot of them are compliant, 100%.
When you get high-profile serial killers that come in, that people want to stick those dudes or murder those guys for rank and recognition within their gang, right? Like, you'll get a guy who is on the news and popular and all this shit, and somebody wants to make their bones by killing a serial killer. You get that kind of shit.
It depends on how, right? So, like, I know of a case a while back, right? And, one of the Hispanic dude, I'm going to say he killed I don't remember the complete circumstances. It was a while back. But in court, he, boasted. And he was just really unethical by their standard as to how he conducted himself in court.
Because you still have rules.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he was unethical by the convict standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you and I would be pissed also, right?
Well,
He's sitting there like,
yeah,
he's like, hey, look what I did, right?
Yeah, he's
Right.
super arrogant.
So he got killed in prison. He got killed in prison because of his demeanor.
Well, and I think, too, like, I want to go back to prison being its own society. There's
they
a
have
rank
rules.
and file
Yeah.
and rules amongst themselves.
Yeah,
that,
they
like,
police
you're
themselves,
supposed
too.
to-
Yeah.
They actually have, I mean, if you, like, really break it down, they got kind of ethical standards, right?
Right. Like,
and
a
it's
lot of
like
the
shit, man.
A lot of the races won't. Women and children are no-goes, and you're out bad with your own race if you're a pedophile.
Right.
Them dudes, there's no pedophile in this. Well,
in the higher custody.
in the higher custody.
In the higher custody,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and to answer that, right, a couple years back, there used to be a general population, and then PC got changed to SNY, which is special needs yard, right? It said protective custody, it's special needs because it was just so many. And then statewide, there was more like SNY guys than there was general population.
So what? Hang on.
So
What is SNY? You got to break down some of these
special
acronyms.
needs yard.
Okay.
Right. So PC used to be like, hey, dude, I need to drop out, or
I'm a gang
I'm
dropout.
scared,
Right.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Okay.
But then you would have people, convicts would come in, and the department would segregate them, even though they don't want to be segregated. So it's like, wait a minute. So now there had to be some type of program was developed, right? Which was SNY.
Okay.
So it was not just dropouts. It was the homosexuals and some of the transgendered, and it was so damn populous
People
throughout
who
the
will
prison.
get taken advantage of, they're automatically pulling them.
Right.
You're not even getting a chance to walk
For
the
their
yard.
own safety.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're going to put you in SNY to
Right.
keep you safe because the other animals in the zoo want to
And
eat you.
one of the baddest scrapping dudes I've ever seen on the planet was a homosexual, and this dude would just sling them, and deep voice, "Come on, bitch!" Bam, 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 start wrecking them, and then as soon as the fight was done, get me out of here. I was like, what the shit? What? No, it was funny as hell. But so he was a dropout that became homosexual, whatever, but would sling, but didn't still dressed like a regular convict.
Right.
Didn't
He wasn't advertising.
Nah, man. Nah. So then the department now has what's called non-designated program facility, which means you've got general population dudes housed with dropouts and at first, man, they were losing their mind. But now, because of their behavior and their participation in programs and academics and work and stuff like that on those NDPF yards, they get credit reduction or time reduction.
So it
now-
behooves you to fucking
Yeah,
play nice with the
now
dropout.
everybody-
What do they call
Yeah.
it? Like time served for good behavior, I think was the old terminology.
Well, no, that was there. That's there on top of.
Oh.
So they're getting double time.
So not necessarily double. So they get their in California. It's like if you get 6 years, you get 3 plus good behavior.
Right.
Right. So it's now you get all of those perks plus, hey, I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm getting this, I'm getting your credit earning, and they get time reduced off their sentencing on top of. So it's in there. And I'll say this. I'm okay with that. At the beginning, I wasn't. I was like, what the shit? What I see is, what I've observed in my past couple years there with this program is you still got guys. I know this guy's general population will cut somebody's throat in a heartbeat. However, when they come to work, they work. They don't give you shit.
Politics aside.
They're not there to do nothing other than work, take advantage of the program that's been offered to them, and get back out on the street and live life.
Huh. So it's a form of reform that is actually beneficial because you're giving people hope, and that's what people need and especially when they're doing real time, man, is hope. I want to get back to my family because nobody wants to be there.
Right.
Nobody wants to be locked down. People make mistakes, right? I mean, like human nature. And I say it all the time. The thing that separates us from convicts is very small things, man. It's one decision in your life that or it's a bullet button on a California gun. Like that's a fucking problem now, and it's little things that people don't realize that there's people right now going to jail for felonies for saying that they should you should go get this person, and you're making threats online. And you're doing 5 years now for a threat online that you thought was just you talking shit. Like, no, you're threatening people's lives, and now they're saying it's interstate, right? Because you reach them in the internet in different cities and states.
Now you're doing federal time.
Now you're doing fed time for talking shit about something that you really shouldn't even be in that conversation. But now you're doing that, and you're setting yourself up because you don't know the laws. And a lot of people get fucked up by that.
But what we say, too, is like, fences, locks, and laws only keep honest people honest.
Right.
And there's a lot of people out there that are honest and might make a mistake.
Right.
A genuine mistake, get a DUI, kill somebody.
Yeah.
They weren't malicious in it.
No.
They violated a law, but again, fences, locks, and laws only keep honest people honest.
But so, again, because of just where I've been for the last fucking 24 years, right? I've seen a whole lot of everything. I've seen dudes that are absolutely reformed that I hope I never see again because I hope when they get out, they do well.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like, I there's guys, I had a dude that was two of the best convicts that I ever came across, right? I had a dude with his brother-in-law killed the dude that raped his sister.
Were those SOS guys you're telling me about? Yeah.
I'm like, all right. He's my clerk.
Yeah. You said he was proper, right? Like, he was a good dude. Like,
Best. I've never seen anybody with more influence just for being proper. He was proper as all hell.
What do you mean by proper?
His conduct, right?
Okay.
Conduct among the convict population, among the staff. Everybody respected this dude because of his behavior. Shoes were always shined, creased up. And that's another thing, past versus present.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last time I saw, with the exception of the guys that I was just kind of talking about, ironed up shirts, creased up pants, shine shoes. These guys are sloppy as hell, and they don't have the same ethics that they used to. And I say, based off of where I've been, I'm not saying statewide up and down the state. I'm not saying that. I'm saying based off of where I've been. Right. Based off of the lower custody area that I ended up versus the higher custody where I started initially. Right. In the higher custody levels, they have a code.
Right.
And there's ethics. I mean, you better look proper.
Yeah.
Represent not only whatever affiliation, whatever, right? There's different affiliations, right? But themselves, like, look proper, right? Hey, clean your shit up. Your cell better look proper. You better look proper when you come out, and you better conduct yourself properly with the cops. If the cops are foul, well, I had in certain facilities, if the cops foul, man, the convict's gonna take off on you right now.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. Now, I was fortunate. I had some good officers. I had guys that I mean, like brothers, were awesome. Right? They were just awesome guys, and we had a clear understanding. Right? I had with the convicts. I communicated a lot, and I said, "Hey, look, man, if one of my guys is foul, talk to me. Don't have one of your guys fire off. because
give me the opportunity to fix
let
it.
me fix it the
Right.
same way I'm going to come to you if one of your guys is fouled.
Right.
I'm going to expect that you handle it.
Right.
And the thing is, let your word mean something, right?
Especially in there.
If you say it, do it.
Right.
If you say it, do it. And if you don't know, don't make shit up. Hey, man, I don't fucking know, but let me find out, and I'll get back to you. And then get back to that motherfucker.
Right.
And then go back and get back to that dude.
Yeah.
It's simple, because all you have is your fucking word.
Right.
That's it. And having your word carries so much fucking weight, right? And then it's clear.
But you also talked about earlier about people policing their own house.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys are in prison, but they are running stuff on the side.
Yeah.
They're running dope. They're running stuff outside.
Yeah, they're running outside too.
They're doing all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and they want everyone else in prison or in their association, if you call it in prison, to toe the line because
I say
if we all-
affiliation.
affiliation. Thank
Affiliations.
you. But if we all look good, maintain what we are, we're going
Right.
to get less attention from the cops.
Right. Don't draw attention so
Yeah.
we can do our dirt. Right. There's a
like
lot of guys. Yeah.
guys that are like running drugs.
That's some. I mean, that's the reality. There's some of that,
Right.
but there's some dudes that really just don't want to get fucked with. Like I said, some
No,
of these dudes.
100%,
Yeah.
dude. Don't come toss my cell. Then I gotta clean all this shit up again. Like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
You got some of these dudes that want to do their time and get the hell out.
Right.
They I've come across a handful. A little more than a handful, and they're like, "Hey, man, I fucked up over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my time. I'm not fucking with nothing.
Right.
I'm gonna do my time and get out, and you'll never see me again."
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, you tell a lot of people, like, this one moment or action in your life doesn't define who you are.
Right.
Right. And there's and we have to understand that. Like, you ever heard of the Alaskan Avenger? Guy who got the fucking sex offender registry and beat dudes to death with hammer and shit.
Yeah, he was molested. He and his brother
Yeah.
were molested,
Yeah.
and he went and just found him and
Yeah.
Beat the brakes off
he
them.
killed him. He killed a gang of them.
Like,
So from a man code, that's
Yeah,
fucking
bro.
problem.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
all right.
like, yeah, dude. So that's the thing is, like, to be able to relate, like I wouldn't do that because that's not my style. But to hate on you for doing that to people who do that to other people, I'm okay with it. Like, and that's the thing is, like, not every person, the guy, your clerk who killed that dude who raped his sister or whatever, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't do that too. Like, there's circumstances where you can be in a bad fucking spot, and it's
There's
how much
consequence sometimes.
There's
and
a
that
consequence
happens,
to it. Yeah, but it's how much are you willing to put up with before you hit your breaking point, and everybody's got a different breaking point.
Right. So, you said a funny thing is we're all one decision away.
Oh,
right.
Dude, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
like, hey, I had 5 beers.
Yeah.
Do I get an Uber or do I just drive?
So like
this guy's flipping me off in the car next to me.
Yeah.
Do I pull over and
I
fight
pull
him?
over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I said, from where I grew up, what saved me is I was a young father. I was a father at 18, and I just happened to pull my head out of my ass, and then I enlisted. But not to say I was out there, gang banging and causing wars and shit like that, but I was in the middle of some dumb shit, and I got into my fair share of shakeups, right? I mean, I was in the middle of stupid shit. I did stupid shit. So that was my reality check, and then when I got back from the Marine Corps, I got rid of a lot of people.
yeah.
I got rid, and the realization was like, man, I gotta fucking start fresh and do some other shit.
100%, because it's very easy to go back to what you know.
Yeah, it's comfort. It's human
comfort.
nature,
Yeah.
right? Everyone wants
Yeah.
comfort.
Yeah.
It's human nature. You want comfort. Nobody wants to work hard for shit because
No.
it's not comfortable.
No, dude.
Right?
Look at
So it's
these
not,
drug
right?
dealers are making billions of dollars, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, I'm struggling to get by." Like, why? I can do that
Because we're paying taxes.
Yeah.
So,
I love the memes and the reels on Instagram, and it's like some tired construction worker, and it's like me driving to work at 4 a.m. knowing there's some chick selling her farts in a jar,
Yeah.
Right?
For
Yeah.
$50,000
Yeah,
she's
a
making
week or
money,
something.
you
dude.
got an OnlyFans chick making $1 million in fucking 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'll never see that because I'm a W2 fucking wage earner.
Guys are fucking pathetic.
Yeah. Guys are dumb.
And girls will exploit
Yeah.
that.
I'll
Good
fart
on you,
in a
girls.
jar. Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
dude. I'll put JJ's face in my farts.
But a lot of the and I mean, fuck, I can go on 20 different tangents just on the fucking the stress, right, and the pressure. Different prisons that I've been to, the camaraderie is different, right? Like where was the last 13 fucking years, there's no camaraderie. There's 100% an agenda. Everybody's got a fucking agenda, and the only guys I got along with came from higher custody prisons that transferred in.
Right. It's the knowledge of how bad things are and can get has got to keep the people who know better on fucking like on track, right? But the kids who are coming up now,
they're not receptive.
They
know it all.
It's and it's in everything. It's not just in what you do or what you do or what I do. It's these kids come in and they fucking think they know everything.
Yeah.
And a big component of what we do, all three of us in different walks of life, is intercommunications or
interpersonal communication,
personal communications, and just people skills. Knowing how to deal with people, you can't teach that.
Right. Fucking soft skills.
Yeah.
But to that point, you're in my industry, Jerett.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody fucks up, they probably get their ass chewed.
Right? Oh yeah, 100%.
If they screw something up, one of my subcontractors is going to chew one of my kids' ass, and they're going to come back to me and I go, "That was stupid. You deserved it." For Jason, one of them fucks up and they get fucking stomped out, or they get jumped or stabbed,
your consequences
or gassed or whatever. Like, I would think in that industry,
just got chills. I'll tell you about it. Sorry,
right? But I would think you would come in way more pessimistic.
Oh yeah.
So like, and I always go back to the management, man, because dealing with the stress, like, statistics and shit like that. I was showing you guys some stuff, right? But I printed up some shit. But January 10th, 2005, I was still at San Quentin. My father was at Chino, and I got a phone call, and an officer had just been killed, right? And, I'm not going to say names and shit like that. You can look that shit up because it's there, and it's fucking stupid. Because the department was just issuing stab vests and shit like that, stab-resistant vests, and the prison had them in a fucking warehouse and wasn't handing them out until they got everybody's instead of handing them out as they came and shit like that. And this officer got killed, right? And if you look at the news within the past week, that same fucking convict, because of modern politics among the executives and the stress and the administrators, that same fucking convict is walking the general population. He just tried to kill another cop.
No shit.
Yeah. So, to really answer this, the stress comes from the administration, not the convicts. I know what every fucking convict is capable of.
Yeah.
Every single one is capable of cutting my fucking head off. Every single one. Whether they try it or not, cool, I was ready for it. That's my job. That's when I get out of the fucking car, when I go in, I'm ready for it. And if it happens, I gotta fight. If it doesn't happen, I take a deep breath. When I fucking take all my shit off, I don't take all my uniform, all the shit off in the parking lot, take a deep breath, turn the fucking radio on, take the long way home, drive, decompress, and fucking, What I mean?
Well, it's another day you survived work. And we don't all have to survive work, but you go in with the real possibility that somebody's having a bad day. And it's as small as that, right? Night shift pissed this guy off and now he's going to hit somebody on days.
Right.
Like, it's small things that you have to be concerned with because these guys are living this life, right? And they have very minimal shit,
right?
And if a guy before you goes in and fucks with his program,
right, he's gonna take it on the next guy.
He's gonna take it on the next guy.
Well, yeah, you're a physical representation
of that other guy,
that.
Yeah,
it's just that
the embodiment of what happened.
Right,
yeah.
You're the embodiment of the bullshit, the progress, and the bullshit.
Right.
More of the bullshit, because when there's progress, you're expected to be that guy.
Right.
But when there's bullshit, well, they're pointing at whoever the fuck they can. Right. A lot of times.
You're just
not
a
every
face.
time.
They're looking at a uniform from a neck down,
right?
And
Yeah,
you're wearing that
I'm
uniform,
making a
and
point.
I like it.
This is to make a point. You don't fuck with my stuff.
But like a lot of what I was saying about like me having that mindset, a lot of guys don't. And I say that because I come from higher custody prisons and more violently active locations. And then 13 years I was down here in Chino, and like a large majority just want to do their fucking shift and go home and not give a shit. It's a conveniently located facility, and I was looked at as like I'm being wound up. I'm wound up and I'm an asshole and fuck whatever. You're damn right. My job's to get everybody home, right? And I've had staff, oh yeah, this incident happened and this, and I looked, I was like, you weren't even fucking there. I was.
Yeah.
I was right.
Tell me more.
Tell me
more about that thing.
Tell me how I handled it.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't there.
Oh, I heard this, and I was like, you heard? I saw. I was there.
That was me. That guy you were talking about?
That guy. Yeah. That story
man,
you're telling?
I heard this happen and this. And I was like, man, you guys are fucking dumb. So they gossip like fucking old ladies, old nannies on a fucking porch. And I'm like, what the fuck? At lower custody shit, where I came from, another cop's going to tell the cop to shut the fuck up.
Right.
You're not even talking about me. You're talking about somebody I know. You better shut the fuck up and work. Got it. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Other locations, man. Hey, knock that shit off, shut the fuck up, and get on the tier.
Yeah.
Got it. At that time I was a sergeant and like just starting off as a lieutenant. But if it made it to me, you guys are fucking lame.
Yeah, if
your
you go all
cops
the way
are
up
lame.
to me.
If it made it to me as a sergeant, you guys ain't handling your fucking business. My job was to drink coffee and stay out of the fucking way.
Right. Yeah. Let your cops do their jobs.
Right. And if they needed me, cool. If they needed me is because they busted their ass trying to figure some shit out.
Right.
And then, hey man, we're at a fucking because we all tried, are at a fucking right now it's poor training. Their training is half-ass at best. So when they apply the training, like I've seen some of these videos that they post of like staff responding to riots and shit like that, and they're all clustered the fuck up, and the inmates are, fighting back, and they're throwing shit, and they're, hitting like fucking 3 cops that are responding to these incidents, and I'm like, why the fuck are you all online in the fucking chow hall instead of half of you online and the other half ready with more munitions and more gear and more shit and just dumping fucking like pepper spray grenades and blowing the place up?
Right.
The reason, like when we had incidents in the past, the chow hall, you're all gonna forget how to fucking breathe. We're gonna gas the fuck out of that place.
Well,
Yeah,
but it's a
everybody's
giant, wide open
I'm
space.
gonna blow it up. I'm
Yeah.
fucking everybody up.
Yeah,
Why?
you're all getting hurt.
Because if I hit the can, if I hit them over here in the top right, well they're just gonna move to the top left. So I'm gonna blow the whole fucking place up, and then when you're compliant, okay, we'll bring you out when we're ready. Because our safety comes first.
Yeah.
Now, what I see now is everybody's in a rush to get there and then not do shit. To me, that's poor
just wanna
training.
watch.
No,
I just want to see what's going on.
They're waiting to be told to do things. So then sergeant's got to get. Nah, man. When I get there as a sergeant, I want to know what the fuck you've done, so I know what I can do next.
Yeah.
Right.
How do I need to escalate this?
But what they don't know, and like we've talked about in the past, right, is it's not just the Title 15 and the operations manual. It's also the fucking penal code. And there's sections in the penal code and the Title 15 that say you must respond in the quickest way possible and quell the fucking incident.
Yeah.
But they go in there on a goofy loop and don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they sit there like, fuck, what next? And like I said, it's not everywhere. Like some joints where this shit's happening, some of the most efficient fucking dudes on the planet. Like they're bad. Why? Because they frequent this shit. And from the fucking 2-week cop to the 20-year cop, man, they're gonna fucking get it.
Yeah.
Versus where I was for the past 13 fucking years, and they don't do something until the next person tells them to do something. I'm like, what the fuck? And I've seen guys fucking fighting and fucking getting it, and they're beating the brakes off each other, and they're like looking at the cops like, what the fuck are you gonna do? And for like minutes, the cops are like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Hey, get down. Hey, stop.
Don't do that.
Get down. Hey, stop. Motherfucker, I say, hey, stop. Fuck you. Bam. I'm spraying the fuck out of you. I'm going to blow your ass up. Or something to say, I'm doing something.
Right.
Well, but it's like an emergency situation, right? Where they say, like, when you take your... to correlate this to something very different. You take CPR first aid certified training.
Yeah.
They're like, take over the scene.
Yeah.
Start telling people what to do.
Yeah.
Because everyone is all assuming that someone else is going to act.
Yeah.
So it's probably you get that in that same situation as Jerett and I show up and I'm like, you got this big guy? Like, I think we got it.
Yeah. You think so, but I think that you've got it. So no, you got to communication, right? I mean, that's going to be key. But in those situations where, and I'm sure that there's plenty of fist fights, but most fights that you think about in prison, somebody's got a shiv or a shank or a fucking bone crusher, or somebody's trying to do damage to somebody and that's why they're going at it. You got to end that fucking now.
Well, they do so much work and
I forgot where the fuck I put it, man.
In prisons and drug smuggling, they're incredibly creative on where they hide contraband. So
it's crazy to watch, like, some of the shows that I watch about prison, and it's like, like hiding cell phones, right? These motherfuckers have iPhones in fucking prison, and they have to hide them during the fucking day.
Yep. So like, this is what sucks, right? So, because everything favors their privilege. Right. And they get tablets. They have tablets now.
But you're on timeout for not following the rules. Like, I'm not going to make this a vacation for you. I want you to never come back here.
There's no consequence. The consequence has been so diminished, right? For example, a guy, weenie whackers, we call them, right? The guys get caught rubbing off to a nurse or a fucking cop that walks by. What we used to do, hey, stupid, pack your shit, put them in the hole, you're fucked off. And then they go sit in a mental health fucking unit, like they get mental health referred, like they get fucked off. Right. Now, they stay in their cell. Go back to your cell, we label it a fucking, it's called, we have to label it so that staff know, hey, this guy fucking whips his cock out. But he stays in the cell.
Right. So there's no consequence.
Nah, there ain't no
Just do it as much as you want.
So like...
Well, the threats have no teeth.
You can't do shit. It's the administration hinders the staff response for everything, and then because they're so either ignorant, negligent, or fucking corrupt, when staff get involved, many of them are not range masters, use of force instructors, because they come from secretarial and fucking plumbing and maintenance fucking fields. They only get like a refresher annually. And most of those fuckers don't go. Dude. You get the training manager just fills out a fucking sign-in sheet. Hey, pass this shit around, and all the managers fucking sign in and say they got trained. Meanwhile, the policy changed. The use of force policy. When I first got to the department, the use of force policy was 4 paragraphs. Now it's 4.5 fucking pages. So these fuckers don't know that, but now they want to tell you you're fucked up. Wait a minute. Well, this is how it is. No, motherfucker hasn't been that way in 10 years. You've been sitting at a desk critiquing everybody, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right? So that's common. So now you got cops facing internal affairs, facing career-ending circumstances that shouldn't be. And, with the stuff I was showing you guys earlier, is the Inspector General audited the department just a little bit, right? They look at 13 cases. 12 of the 13 cases had due process violations and all the other bullshit. Well, meanwhile, the cop that's under investigation can't promote, can't transfer, can't do shit. If he's on the tactical team, if he's on a voluntary fucking, where you do extra shit for free, they pull him off because he's under investigation. He's on honor guard. He's on our fucking hostage rescue team. Nope, they pull him off, right? And because he's under investigation, meanwhile, they fucked off his due process. They can't do shit to him, but the process is the punishment, right? So they do that shit, and then he gets cleared, and now he has to fight for everything all back. Now there's a stigma attached. Well, now it turns into, we fucked up. He's still a fuck up, but we fucked up. So now we're going to get him the next time. And they keep coming. They make up some shit, right? That's what I went through. I was Chino for 13 years. I was under investigation for 13 fucking years. Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, with that process is up and down the state. Where I'm telling you, the management largely doesn't know what the fuck. They're not updated to these policies. They're updated to their expectations from their higher ups, but they're not updated to the fucking policies. And a large portion of them don't go to this fucking annual training.
Yeah. Well, it's wild to hear though that there's a large portion of the management, or that there's the ability for me. I don't want to be a superintendent anymore. Right. I want to go work in a prison. And I could become a prison warden? Yep. Are you fucking crazy? That'd be like, hey, I want you to run a restaurant. Yeah. I don't know shit about running a restaurant. I can manage people. Yeah. But I don't know anything about it. You put me in it, your restaurant's going to fail and potentially burn down. Right? Yeah. Like, why would you put somebody in
the walls, the foundation's going to be so fucking solid.
Right. but you're putting people in, like, a violent industry.
Oh, right. Dude,
like, violence... You are on the razor's edge of fucking violence and riots and all this stuff every day. Yeah. Why would you put somebody that doesn't know anything about that in a position to manage that?
There are certain positions that you should have in this world that require you to start at the bottom.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
Everything in law enforcement.
Yeah.
Every part of law enforcement.
Especially if you're writing policy.
Should be. Right?
Unless you're a fucking janitor. Right. You must be a cop. You must work in the in the police system in some function and work your way up to be
right. You gotta know how dangerous people are, and people who go to prison and things like that are dangerous people, and you don't. Not that you don't get better over time, but when you're in that environment and you've got rules that you have to follow, you are getting an education on how to be a worse person because you have to be to survive.
Yeah. That was a very funny statement you said to go back, Jason, is don't come to prison to learn how to fight.
Yeah, it's fucking... No. It fucking sucks.
But I mean, this is where it all starts, right?
Yeah. 100%.
The coping, right? Now that I'm out, I see a fucking therapist.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is, as men, as cops, as law enforcement in general...
But as a Marine, that's another layer of toughness in there.
Right. Well, it's frowned upon.
Oh,
right? 100%. It's frowned upon.
Oh, yeah.
I say... Right? If you're in law enforcement, you better have a fucking therapist. We self-medicate like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because that's the piece that we ain't getting when we're at work, and then when we come home, it's 10 times fucking worse.
Well, and you see...
all the honeydews come out.
You see terrible things. Like, you see dudes who are psyched out, right? Like, you told me there was a guy who, like, bit his fucking wrists open or whatever and was, like, bleeding to death in the fucking thing.
Oh, and then he drew. Then he drew on the walls.
Yeah.
He bit his wrist. I was like, oh, shit. It's actively squirting. And I'm like, hey, dude. He's like, I'm almost done. We have to make an emergency entry to go save this dude's life, use force and work this dude to put him in cuffs just to medicate this dude. And then there's no punitive action because his mental health condition contributed to his fucking behavior. Then we got to put him back in a cell.
And there's no playbook on how to go home and sleep at night after you fucking deal with this shit.
No. Just recently, and I was looking for it. I was kind of scrolling through my phone a little while ago. I don't remember where I put it. So, fairly recently, prison guards have been considered as a law enforcement entity with PTSD. Right?
Sure.
And the suicide rate is 10 times higher for prison guards nationwide than it is for regular law enforcement. Yeah. That's a fucking problem. The divorce rate is through the fucking roof.
Well, but think about this. As a cop, a street cop, not a prison cop, as a cop, there's the chance that you are going to encounter criminals on a day-to-day basis. A lot of times it's, hey, there's a car accident. Yeah. These two people got in a car accident. I'm going to sort this out. These people had an argument. I'm doing
traffic
this.
Stops and shit.
As a prison guard,
it's all day, every day.
100% all day, every day. The worst of the worst motherfuckers. You are face to face because you have to be.
Well, I've never had to pull a kitten out of the tree.
I know cops.
You never helped an old lady across the street?
No.
You didn't get that merit badge?
No.
I know cops who wouldn't join certain counties because you're required 2 years in a prison before you can hit the street, and they're like, I don't want to do that. Like, nobody wants to do your fucking job.
No.
Like, people actively avoid that shit because it's fucking terrible. You're dealing with grown-ups who don't want to be fucking there.
Right.
Like, it's a terrible fucking job, man.
Well, the worst is the fuckers that are there that don't want to do it anyway. That are there for the benefits. Great benefits. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And those motherfuckers get people hurt. And so, again, with the stress fucking thing, is they're a bigger part of the stress. I'm not worried about the incident. I'm worried about who's not going to fucking show up when I need them.
Right. That's a terrifying fucking thing.
I've seen it.
You can be in life and death, and people don't show up. Like,
no, I've seen motherfuckers. My relief's here. I'm out, and they fucking dip out. Meanwhile, we're scrapping.
Jeez.
And I'm like, hold the fuck on. And that's at this prison, not the prisons that I've been.
Right.
Other prisons that I've been, motherfuckers, they're not even on the clock yet. They're not even on the clock yet. But there's principles.
Right.
My fucking partner, I don't even know this motherfucker's name, but he's in uniform, and that's my partner. I'm gonna fucking make sure he goes home.
Right.
Well, you know,
that's where it came from.
Yeah, but you know your abilities, and you went back to. We're saying what we said earlier about is accountability and knowing the people that are going to be there for you, whether you like them or not.
Right.
I don't want to know somebody to you or fighting somebody trying to get a violent person, and they're like, up, ding.
Yeah.
Like you hear the old like the fucking
the old Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah, the Bugs
Bunny sheepdog and the wolf fucking clocking in. Hey, hey, Ted, hey, see you tomorrow.
And like, I'm clocking out because it's 3:30 and it's time for me to go home.
Yeah.
You got him, right? The other guy will be here in 10 minutes. He's putting his boots on and putting his lunch in the fridge. Like, that's fucking wild.
And I've been to prisons where, like, you make your relief, and especially if you're a rookie, right? And if you're not there like a half hour early, the guy you're relieving, he's been there fucking 20 years. He's going to hand you his keys and fucking dip out. He ain't going to tell you about the day. He can tell you what shift, what happened.
Right.
Hey, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? So, you're my relief. Here, he'll throw the keys on the table and fucking dip out. I'm like, man, that motherfucker's rough.
Well, can we tell, was Jerett having a bad day? Was Jack having a bad day?
Right.
The guys that you're going to interface with all the time?
Right.
Hey, we had to fucking beat Jack into fucking unconsciousness earlier. He's not going to be in his cell.
Right.
Or Jared's been having an off day. You might watch out if you go check on him.
Yeah.
You know, because you get you.
Or hey, you might want to check on him because he's been down in the dumps. He had a bad fucking phone call. He had a bad visit.
Yeah. So like, what I dealt with for the past 4+ years was the mental health units, right? And it was, I had outstanding staff and an outstanding sergeant to a couple of sergeants, right? And we were a fucking outstanding team. And they, like, you would get guys, hey, my relief's here, but the regulars are not here yet. This guy's not a regular, and I'm not leaving until these guys know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
So, like, they would hang out.
Knows.
The sergeant would sit and like, hey, man, one of a sergeant showed up, but he ain't the fucking regular. So hey, let's move him to the other side and bring the other guy in the back. Let's everything was about keeping people safe and making things better.
And what time frame are we talking? An extra 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Extra 30 minutes maybe to like, let's get everybody in the right position. And
let's make sure everybody goes home tonight.
And then go home.
Yeah.
Like,
so, but then you get management getting involved. We're trying to keep motherfuckers safe. Yeah.
Why are you
still here? You got to leave, and your name's not on the fucking FALSA, the timesheet, right? You got to go.
It still falls on you because everyone's going to look at a capable person.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you're going to be the one that has to manage that. So now it falls on you to. We call it managing up. When you're telling your boss what to do, we call that managing up.
That's what it was.
So you're managing down and you're managing up, and you're trying to keep your people safe. You're trying to keep prisoners from assaulting themselves and other people. Like, you're literally in charge of this entire band of misfits.
You're a big babysitter. How about this? Let's do a running segment with Jason. We'll call it peacetime with Jason or something.
Peace talks. Peace talks. Like U.S. and Iran, bro. U.S. and Iran. Peace talks.
But we'll throw a little teaser, right? So I know that you've been around very high profile prisoners.
Yes.
Like people that if we throw out some names, like people will be like, oh fuck, I know that guy. You've been around starters of gangs.
Yeah.
Starters of big organizations.
Yes.
You've been around a lot of the motherfuckers who are responsible for the big gangs. I mean, like,
a lot of violence.
Like a lot of violence.
Yeah.
Were you when you started? Did they still have weights in prison?
Yes.
So these dudes were just jacked out of their fucking mind.
Very minimally, they did start. They did move them away. Yeah. Like,
so I want to talk about that era, right? Because when the prisoners are bigger than the fucking guards, I mean, like, the guards got to go to the gym and fucking get juiced up, and like, you got to be bigger than these motherfuckers because there's problems. Then if everybody in prison is bigger than everybody holding up the law, you're gonna get stomped bad. And
they don't. That's the problem. The cops don't. Like you said, the cops don't do. There's too many that show up and do. They call it hit the gate. Do their 8, hit the gate.
Right.
That's bullshit. Right. How many? And I got turned on to doing it from partners of mine. Hey, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai. Yeah. Do something to be able to protect yourself other than a pepper spray and a baton that you do half-ass once a year. You go into annual training, and they check a box. And they sign you off, and now you're a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah. So I want to get into some of that stuff too later in follow-up episodes, and then there's going to be some things that you've seen and things like that. Like I just wanted to stories. Just stories, right?
Okay.
Like you said that your clerk, not a bad dude, wasn't in there for bad things. I want to get into some stories like that where you met good people, bad circumstances.
Okay.
You know what else I want to do? I want JJ to look up. And she can put us together a list of myths, truths versus realities.
Okay.
So I'd love for JJ to find some like stuff, like shit from movies and all this, and Jerett and I can sit here and say, the movies say this. what's really happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
The guy got out through the vent.
Yeah.
American Me in colors were like mandatory for you to be a prison guard, right? You didn't know what the fuck you're doing. You're either a cop or prison guard because you saw American Me in fucking colors.
Well, and a lot of people from that movie American Me got fucking whacked afterwards because they portrayed things incorrectly.
Absolutely.
So we'll talk about some things like that, and you know some motherfuckers from So we'll get into all of that in future episodes.
Okay.
Good stuff, though. I mean, a lot.
But yeah, dude. Like, it's a lot of things that. So I used to watch Locked Up Raw, right? Yeah. Like, I love that. Like, listening to dudes who, not all of them bad dudes. Like, like there's a guy who stands out in my mind. His name's Christian Knightley, and his mom was a judge. Like, good kid, brought up good. Went to jail on a thing that he thought he wasn't going to beat, so he said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to go all out," and kill the dude in his fucking cell to get his bones. Not guilty on his first fucking charge, guilty on his second charge, right? Like it's a lot of that kind of stuff that the circumstances of where you are determine how you're going to be. Yeah. So we'll dive into some of that stuff, man, and we'll come up with some other shit.
Cool. We should get Jeremy on here.
Yeah.
And do a counterpoint with ex-prison guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and I believe a lot of the same thing. Yeah.
Well, that's a crazy thing.
We have a lot of the same.
But that would be a really good, like...
And that's the weirdest thing, too, is that my brother's a felon and you're a prison guard, but we can all hang out. We're all good friends. Yeah. And it's not... I
can outdrink his ass.
Yeah, 100%. but it's not like you have a jaded perspective, like, fuck everybody who's been to prison. Like, no, if you're a good dude, you're a good dude. Yeah. And that's how we operate as a core group of friends.
Yeah.
If you're good people, it doesn't matter what your backstory is or what mistakes you made in life.
I love that dude. He's walked over and held me down, fixed my car, and we just drank and smoked cigars. He's a solid.
Well, but Jeremy also is not like, oh, fuck you, pig.
Yeah.
You know, he's never had that mentality. We all introduced him like, Jerett was like, my brother Jeremy just got out of prison. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Shook his hand, gave him a hug.
Yeah, but Jeremy was like, oh, he's a prison guard? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're just another fucking dude.
Yeah, that's the thing, is Jeremy's never hid from his mistakes. Jeremy's very open and honest and tell you up front, I fucked up, I made a bad mistake. It's not your fault. You have a job. And you're going to work, and it's not your fault that you picked that job. Right. It's his. It's not, it's not on him to decide that he doesn't like every cop or everything or whatever. He fucked up. We play this game, right? Get caught, get fucked. Don't get caught, you're going to fucking be all right for a little while, right? So, I mean, like, when you're playing stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and he understands that. And he, my brother's just a good dude. He's just fuck you, Jeremy, you're a piece of shit. He still listens, but he's a good dude, man, and he doesn't shy away from that shit. That's what I love about him, is he's just like, I did it.
But we gotta.
But it's like you said, mistakes don't define you.
No.
He's a solid dude, man.
And
I love that dude.
He's got his shit going good now. I mean, like he. Some dudes, you go to prison and you realize, like, man, this ain't for me. And he was like, I like going out and having sex with women, and I like cheeseburgers. What? Yeah, and fucking, what is it, hooch? Whatever you're making in the toilet, Pruno.
I have so many fucking stories.
I don't like Pruno as much as I thought I did.
Those dudes are some of the best winemakers on the planet.
Oh, yes. So, all right, man. So let's wrap this one, man, and we'll do a series with Jason where we ask some questions, and if you're out there listening, you want to ask some questions or something that you heard that you think is true, write in and we'll ask him.
That'd be good.
Cool.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I've been Jerett.
I've been Jack.
Still Jay.
And this is Shattered Wisdom Podcast, and you motherfuckers are welcome.
That's right.